Welcome back, brothers. Special video for you today. Just wanted to celebrate last night while I was asleep. We did hit 500 subscribers. So wanted to do something pretty cool for you guys. So I got the two best Eidolon players I know to collaborate to send me their profiles. And this is going to give you a really good example of what end game is like. Just so you can have it for reference. You're looking at Super Smash over here on the right. He's number 1 in the game right now as far as spore samples, and then Fritas, also known as Ganon, is number 8. So these are both of these gentlemen. Ganon on the left and Super Smash on the right are both very, very in-game players. So haven't seen their accounts yet. I saw Ganon's months ago. I can only imagine it's so much better than it used to be. So I am eager to get into here, and this will be a good example of what to strive for when you're looking at mid to late to end game. That just gives you a good feel for, you know, maybe how far off the mark you are, what you might need to improve, things like that. But I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you again, everyone who has subscribed. I deeply appreciate it. Let's get into the video. All right, so jumping in here, first thing we always do, I think actually for these accounts, we're gonna jump into everything, see exactly what they're doing, just so we get a good feel. So it's not gonna be so much a review to see what they need to work on, because I'm pretty sure they know what they need to work on, but just a full-on review, just see everything they've got going on, and then you can use this video as a good reference of what you might need to work on. So let's get into here. Holy Jesus, is that a 5? That's a 6. I didn't even know stamps could go that high. That is disgusting. Okay, so step 1, I am nowhere near to these guys. Just for reference, when you're looking at my account and you're looking at my rankings, I am like top 500 in the game. I think the best thing I've got going on, when I looked at it, I think I'm, top 30 as far as best Coliseum score on one of these. Yeah, so the Sandstone Coliseum, baby. I am top 25. So when we're talking about this, yeah, I think everything I'm top 500. Yeah. So when you're talking about these guys in the top 1 and the top 8 slots, they're doing pretty good. Just going to roast Ganon, though, real fast. He doesn't have the alchemy level up gift. Probably the first thing I noticed. And, if I can give any advice to this young and upcoming gamer, it's probably to get the level up gift. Ganon, that's a joke, by the way, if you watch this video. I know that you need that. We're still missing, the exact same things. We're all missing the arcade balls. Oh, nice. He has one, level 45. That's absolutely gross. I wish I had that. And I can only assume all the stamps you've got are correct. Yeah, they're the ones that you can't possibly get. I'm sure you're going to level these up just when you get time. But holy smokes, I've never seen anybody's with over 100. So you are doing a great job, brother. I know that you know that, but I just wanted to say it. All right, jumping into the forge, working on some void, some gold, some silver, some copper. So Ganon is actually the person who told me that you should have a healthy sample of multiple kinds of ores going on at the same time. And it's for the same reason I tell you guys to do it. It's so you don't run into a bottleneck later on where you might need the void bars, or you might need the dementia, or you might need the platinum. And now you're putting off your goals by a couple of days in order to be able to get that material. I am pretty sure that they've already created all the gear that they want, and they're more or less going for the 10 mil stacks or possibly beyond. So Ganon, absolutely. I assumed everything is maxed. It is, in fact, everything is maxed. Coming over to Super Smash, also known as Dots. We got some copper going on. We are all in on copper. Okay, so normally I would point this out and be like, hey, brother, you're kind of going, a little bit too in-depth on copper. I assume he's going for something. That's the only possible reason he would have this much copper going on. But he's probably going for maybe a 2 bill stack or something. Have to assume everything is indeed maxed. Yes. But yeah, nothing for the forges. Both are maxed. Ganon's just, going for a nice healthy spread, probably going for 10 mil in all of them. And then Supa is going for like 2 billion copper or something. Anvil, let's jump on into here. Is that a 111,000? No, sweet Jesus. Just for reference, mine is like 27,000 an hour, or maybe even 30. So I am a little bit under half of Ganon and about a third behind Supa, just to give you a good frame of reference. But no, see, they're doing the right thing. Just because of how large their capacity is, they can put some of their faster characters. So with a 2.31, sure, he makes it very quickly. But because of how large his carrying capacity is, the chances of him actually reaching that without checking, pretty slim. So that's kind of the difference between what I would recommend for, normal people like you and I, and in-game people who who are just crushing the game. They get different rules just because, you're not going to normally hit a 4.1 or 4.61 million carry stack. So they kind of flipped it. We're still doing all the right things, though. We still have the best characters, going down. Even as a wizard or a mage class, still being able to produce 94 of those is nothing to scoff at. So let's jump on over to Supa. Okay. And again, I'm not going to say anything specifically because I have to assume he knows what he's doing. Only going for these 3 materials, and he's all in on them. So it must be like the last few that he needs for maybe these last two that he needs for 10 mil stacks, which he probably already has. And then this is probably just to completely max out his vial. Yeah. So that's probably why he's going for that. So that's what I would have to assume. But nothing to say about both of these accounts. Obviously, they're so far ahead of mine. They will probably still somehow find a way to give me advice on this video. So that's where that is. I've never seen a 500. Sweet Jesus, I am so far behind. It's not even funny. Hopefully this video does do what it's supposed to do, and it's supposed to motivate you to be able to push in game, and it does not demoralize you. So I don't want it to have the opposite effect. But as you can see, they're doing a wonderful job. Pushed north of 100, even closer to 400 on their initial bubbles. These are the most important when it comes time to early game damage, as well as giving those secondary stats to your other characters. That way your Shakracy, right there, your Shakracy, is actually popping, and it becomes better and better as you level those up. So we're looking at 120 for FMJ and 152 for Shakracy. So obviously no issues here. Probably doesn't even get hit in World 4 and has no issues with accuracy whatsoever. And then, of course, we're going to come on down here. We're going to find Britley Spears, Bojack, and Maddie Stafford, which I don't know why it always has an issue popping up there. It's weird. But as you can see, all north of 100 is exactly where you want to be. In fact, I only ever recommend going up to 70, 75, because that's where I was able to get every single one of my characters to the troll boss. Obviously, once you're at that point, it's time for you to start considering the in-game, or before in-game, I guess the late game, where you can go north of 75. It's just that's where I stopped leveling these up because I did have other aspirations in-game. But once I knock those out, I will also be returning back to Alchemy in order to get all these. So exactly what you want to mimic. Obviously, this is a maxed Alchemy account on both accounts, which is what you are eventually going for. All right, let's look at vials. And again, so just for reference, I have this. This is the only one I have maxed, is the Copper Corona. As you can see on both accounts, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the left. So quite a bit further than I am. They've unlocked, I think, both accounts. Yeah, both accounts, all vials. Now they're going for max levels in both vials. A good starting point for those early to mid pushing into late game is to, one, unlock all of the vials, and then 2, at least hitting base level 4 for your main damage class, which is that bubo. But as you can see, this is a beautiful sight to behold on both sides. Definitely something to try and push for. Sigils. Okay. I'm just going to pause here for a second because this is right about where I'm at. I'm on the tuft of hair, which is going to do absolutely nothing for me because I did not know that it boosts movement speed if it's under 175, and all my guys are about 300%. So nothing. Boost the bonus of all golden food. Boost VIP membership. Boost all skill AFK gains. Okay, so Supa is actually really damn close to being completely done with all of his sigils. All he would have to do is go back and double up. As you can see, he's very strategically not going for ones that wouldn't really help his account at this point. And what I mean by that is he got all of the base, damages. Same thing over here for Ganon. Did all of the base increases for strength, agility, wisdom, luck, and damage. And then mana regeneration by 10%. Not really that huge, right? Once you've unlocked it once, don't really need it again. I mean, once you hit to World 4, we're not losing enough mana in order to justify, spending the time. And I assume he's going to go back and get it eventually, but you don't need that. And then coming down to the stamps, decrease the cost of upgrading stamps max level. You're always going to need that. The first 1 monster kill, and I've actually got this one doubled, so I get 2. But 2 monster kills every day will spawn a crystal mob. When you get to these gentlemen's level, you're spawning. I'm at a 1 in 14 or a 1 in 15 on my Maestro as far as spawning a crystal mob. I assume both of these gentlemen are, sub 1 out of 10, maybe even like a 1 out of 5. So they can spawn crystal mobs all day. So really no point there. Class XP, that's a good one to double. Star talent points, you get to a point eventually where you have so many star talent points, you don't need more star talent points. So that's a good move on his part to skip it. Refinery speed permanently by 20%, huge. Drop rate by 20%, huge. Sigils charge 50% faster. And then he's leaving the smaller ones just to push to the end. So absolutely agree with that mentality. Ganon just a little bit behind. Let's see where he is. Okay, so this is where Supa is. This is where Ganon is. As you can see, a little bit of a gap there, but Ganon, I'm sure, is just cruising, and he's going to catch up here very shortly. All right. These are just great accounts. I know it seems like I have a lot to say, but I'm not as good as these gentlemen, so really don't. As we're looking at it, it looks like all of the skills are ready. And I don't know if this is a glitch in Eidolon efficiency, but I have to assume that you've got all of these materials. So I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why they're showing up as you not having it and the fuel being empty, right? Because it says that you still have 12 days here, right? And you have 4 days here, 14 days here, and it says these 2 are empty. So I assume you're probably just trying to get like a green stack of the green and probably doing the same over here. I don't know why it says it's empty though. So if you gentlemen can drop it down in the comments on, why it says it's empty, that would be beneficial for me and everyone watching, because we probably don't know as much about Eidolon efficiency as you do. So please drop that down so we can see it. As you can see, they both do have 2 squires, divine knights at this point, which I really wish I would have went with 2 of these as opposed to 2 blood berserkers. But you made your bed, you gotta lie in it. All right. So as we can see, we've maxed the same thing. They're going for the higher samples. Great one. Oboe storage. This one's just super cheap. You can max it anyways. 20% refinery cycles. Understood. That's a great one to have. 20 max levels for talent books in the library. Huge, especially when you want to start flushing out your builds. Definitely something you have to look into. This one just takes a asinine amount of time. Good job, Ganon. You're beating them. You're 1 level higher than Supa. So 49 versus 48. Liquid rate and capacity for all liquids in alchemy. It's actually a fantastic one. But you're talking about needing 42 billion rats to max the skill out. So you can understand that they haven't gotten that yet. Both maxed out the 50% points earned during Worship Tower defense from killing monsters. Really good, especially when you're starting to go back, possibly resample some of your towers. That way you can, get the new prayers and stuff like that. So absolutely. Bonus for the movement speed. Really becomes less and less important as you start to use, as you can see, Supa just got its level 10, and there's really no point in going further. Ganon did max it, which grats. You're going to be using potions, and that's what's gotten my Maestro, my Bowman, all my other characters to, past 200% movement speed, closer to 300%. So this doesn't really proc. So if you don't waste your materials, I would understand. Second one from the bottom, absolutely huge. So we're looking at base multi-kill for all worlds at 3% per stack. So both of these gentlemen are pretty darn close. Ganon's just, well, he's only got 3 in storage right now, but he's probably going to have this max by the next time I look at his video. So both these gentlemen pushing it. Last one, it's Penguins. It costs 56 trillion to max this. So the chances of you doing that, slim to none. But they're both north of 50, close to 60. Then let's look at the best part of the video when we get to see what their samples look like. Absolutely gorgeous fishing samples. 2.35 million goldfish. What do we have here is the highest? 29 million logs. 1.9 million flies. 24 million copper. 29 million oak logs. A 96.1K. So his frog samples are higher than my spore samples, which is good. That's great. That's great. And then 50K spore samples, 24 million copper, and they're also getting north of 300,000 for Starfire, which is disgusting. 748,000 butter bars, and I think this is your worst character, Ganon Dot, 25.5K. Definitely the lowest, but doing some harder mobs, so I can see why it would be lower. But absolutely disgusting. All right, coming over to Super Smash, we're looking at a pretty solid 2.5 million goldfish, just a little bit above Ganon. 37 million for that. And you've actually got such a high multi-kill, you were able to sample a Frisbee. We haven't seen that yet on this channel. At 2.4 million for flies, 118 on spores, 1 million on butter bars. Jesus, 26 million copper, 4 million gold, and again above north for Starfire. Then we're looking at 37 million, 116K, 104K on spores, 26 million, 37 million. Okay, so I might need to mimic what you guys are doing, because I might need to mimic what you guys are doing, because it's oddly similar what you have your guys sampling for. I want to say it's the exact same, it's just in a different order. So this might be a good part of the video to pause, see what they're going for. It may be different for you because they may be going for different goals, but the fact that they're both this close to each other, minus the red Frisbee, might mean something. Death Note. Okay. So I do believe that Ganon has maxed every single kill on his Death Note for World 1. So a bonus of 150%. That'd be the same for Super Smash. So 150%. So that's going to be one of my goals now, is to push to the 100 million plus on all of World 1, which phenomenal. And then as you can see, they're all north of 70, north of 80, 100% on the rest of them. So nothing to say there. I mean, you both are so far ahead of me, it's not even funny. And then as we look at shrines, we're looking at base 17 on the left, I want to say, and then base 18 going down on the right. But nice. 15 for the Prim Shrine. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Buildings. 46 out of 50. 39 out of 50. Okay, is there a way to hide the max buildings? Perfect. Okay. So really almost nothing left for Supa to max. Pretty much there. Probably just waiting on the last couple assaults to come in. Outstanding. A little bit more for Ganon, but I mean he's right there. All right. Jumping into World 4. Let's see what their total cooking is right now. Cooking speed, 1.5 trillion an hour. 1.5 trillion an hour. 21 trillion an hour. 20 trillion, 17 trillion, 11 trillion, 11, 8, 4, 2, and the lowest one is 522 billion. So his slowest kitchen, just again another frame of reference, his slowest kitchen is 5 times faster than my best kitchen. So just puts that into perspective. But 1 trillion, 131, 842 billion, 865, 3 point, I want to say that's 3 billion. So 38 billion. So right here, his third to last kitchen is actually faster than mine. And I was in a live stream last night with Ganon, and I want to say his cooking, his first kitchen is up to 7.2 trillion. So this just hasn't updated in a while. So understood. But you can assume most of their damage came from 2 sources. It came from the Diamond Shaft, so getting all the plates to level 11, and then also having a high level in World 2. You're going to go to the Alchemy. You're going to come on down here to the Diamond Shaft. As you can see, 43 for Ganon. And then for Super Smash, it's going to be 56. So that is where all that cooking speed is coming for. So if you're in World 4 wondering why their cooking speed is just so disgusting, well, there'd be your answer. Beautiful. I mean, you've already maxed out. If you didn't know, level 30, I didn't know till last night, but level 30 is the max level of dishes. So we have a couple maxed out dishes here, maxed out on cabbages. That's what Ganon's working on right now. Just, it's beautiful to see that. It honestly is. Lab. So these guys are so good. These guys are so good, they're able to complete the lab with only 5 characters, which is pretty gross. So both the Squires, the Bubo that he's not playing on, Wizard, and the Hunter, and the other 2 or other 5 guys are able to, you know, just progress in the world. Don't know why it says you have 10 in the lab. I don't know if that's a error, but I would assume so. We could look at your players here in just a second. We could find out. But able to complete the lab in 5 players. That's pretty freaking amazing. 3 million, 2 million, 1.74, 2 million, 1.96 million as far as the breeding speed. It's hard for me to get even one character over 33k, and he's just dropping 40ks, 43ks, 58ks. So as you can see, they've progressed quite a bit further in any of that than I have. Territory, let's look at this. 377, 2 million, 10 million. Sweet Jesus, 10 million. I need to do exactly whatever he's doing. I don't even know what that pet is. I've never even seen this pet. Never seen this pet. I've never seen that pet. 390, 11 million, which is good. That's the one you want to do it on, the beach docks. But 11 million foraging speed. 8.8 million. 10 million. I see it's whatever this is. Whatever this is the one with the millions of speed. 9.18 million. 6.3 million. Ooh. That's weird. It says your combat power is just a little bit low for this one, brother. I don't know if that's just messed up or if that's, you know, on purpose to be able to have the 2 whales to boost the bottom one. That's weird. But let's jump into Arena. I assume you guys have probably completed it. Maxed Arena Wave, 207. So he's completed entirely the Arena, which good on you. I don't have the ability to do that. That is hard. And then Ganon, you're just working on Wave 200. 1.4 times total damage. Huge. Would love to see you get it. Upgrades. Just scrolling through here. You can see everything at least halfway to being maxed. A couple of them maxed. Same thing over here for Ganon. The important one of egg capacity maxed. Everything else above at least close to halfway. And then probably just unlocked the overwhelmed golden egg. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then I've been talking for a lot. It's been 23 minutes. So we're going to run through this. I just want to see if I can't find how good your Maestro is. I want to see if one's actively playing so I can see how good the crystal spawn chance is. He's in the lab, so that doesn't do us any good. Ah, dang. Okay. And then you've only got one as well. Okay. Who's actively fighting right now? I want to see what we got as far as 1.6 thousand as far as strength, agility, 4750, 12, crystal spawn chance. Doesn't show me what it actually is. But wow. No, these accounts are just absolutely insane. As you can see, I assume both characters have indeed maxed and above, so still has 420 to spend and then 1600 to spend, but they've completely maxed out their post office for all of their characters, which is absolutely gross. Wow. But no, I just wanted to bring you guys these accounts. Obviously, they are very hard to catch up to. Very hard to catch up to. But hopefully it does do what it's supposed to do. And it, shows you what they're doing in the in-game. It shows you what they're maxed on, what they're really focusing on. And then you can mimic it. You can use it as a guide. And then you just from there, you can see, okay, this is what I need to improve on if I want to be number one. And then X, Y, and Z. But these accounts are just absolutely insane. But I think that's going to do it for me today, boys. Thank you again so much. And I don't know how to express it to you since Eidolon doesn't do giveaways. Never thought I'd hit 500 subscribers, and we're even past that now. It's a humbling feeling. I don't know how to describe it, but I definitely wanted to say thank you. In case you did not know, today is this video. Tomorrow is going to be a RuneScape video. Friday, I'm going to jump back into more Eidolon efficiency reviews of normal accounts, not God accounts like these. And then Saturday, I'm actually bringing the gentleman on the left, so Ganon. Ganon is going to be coming onto the show, and I've got some questions for him on, exactly what he did to his account, and, just some general advice from him on how to build an account. Hopefully that will help you guys. So do catch the video on Saturday. That's probably the most important one, and it'll be straight from Ganon's mouth on how to get to where he is now. But that's going to do it for me today, boys. Absolutely a pleasure to be able to bring this kind of a video to you, brothers. But I'm going to catch you in the next one.